flagged from the Brunswick Police Commission the complaint.
Sure.
I'm not 100% sure, but I sort of look after all the complaints, and it might go to somebody else, but I'll follow to be your point of contact.
Sure, yeah.
That makes sense. So it's Sarah Hobbs is my name.
Okay.
So do you have a minute I could just ask you a couple questions?
Go ahead.
So I guess I'm going back to, because you left 2 voice messages. I think it was probably right after the incident. So if you just take me back to sort of, I guess, what took place on that day. So your first interaction with Car 120. So the day that you were down in front of with your sign.
And several hundred cars went by and honked at me.
Yeah.
So some lady pulled up and she's like, "Are you Dan Benoit?" Like real, like nice. I was like, "I am." She's like, "We're gonna fucking kill you, Dan Benoit." Well, the first thing was, and her face was vibrating. I was like, "Well, this one's all the way there," and like, "We're gonna fucking kill you, Dan Benoit. You stay away from Matty Adams." I was like, "See you in court." She drove off. I was like, "Who's Matty Adams?" And then I was like, "Oh, she must mean Madeline Adams." Madeline Adams runs that. Well, they say they're a transition house, but they say a lot of things. That's not what they are. They're a halfway house. They're getting money from. They got their hands out in all directions, and money's coming from all directions. So they're saying they're everything. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah, sure.
That's why they say they're this and this and this. I didn't know any of that. And then someone called and said. They kicked me out. They took my rent. They locked the door. They changed the locks. Like, what am I supposed to do? I said, I'll show up and we'll do a thing in the. I read a little magazine. It's not much, but well, I got 1,000 views yesterday, which is about 1,000 more than I've gotten the entire time we've had it. So people know what's going on now, and so obviously Matty Adams or whatever she calls herself isn't very impressed. But that's not my problem. There's a free press in Canada. So anyway, I was like, well, if I'm going to be a city councillor, I have to act responsibly. Usually I just, whatever. If I had a nickel for every time someone said they're going to kill me, I'd be a very well-off man. But I said, I'm going to go down to the police station.
She takes off. So that time, like you said, you've had a nickel for everybody, but so you didn't think she was going to kill you, but you said, I do the right thing.
Oh, I didn't say that. Listen, I've met lots of crazy people. That lady ain't all the way there. I'm no doctor, but anyway, I don't know who she is. I'm sure if you asked Matty Adams, we could get to the bottom. Of course, she probably wouldn't tell, but that's not my problem either. We're going to court over this. This has been in front of a judge or Mr. Justice Stevenson since October 15th. So what she did to Catherine Giffen. We filed an application for judicial review.
What she did?
So, sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I'm taking the note. So you're going to court, so you have some sort of litigation against this Matty one going on?
Well, what she did was illegal. And then it went through the rentalsmen or whatever they're calling themselves these days. And she said, well, I don't know what to do. That's what the dude told the lady. I don't know what to do. It's like, oh, that's awesome. And then 2 days later, he said a bunch of stuff that made no sense. And he said, if you want to do a review, you have to go before a judge within 7 days. So that's what I did. I ran down to the courthouse and got it all set up, and we're going.
Sorry, I'm just trying to follow you. Are you doing the reviews through the rentalsman or through like an intervention order? What's your review, the 7-day thing?
The rentalsman's decision can be contested.
Okay, within 7 days.
And that goes back to Madeline Adams, who it has nothing to do with the rentalsman. He just made a bad decision. But Madeline Adams changed the door or changed the locks and took her rent money and put her out. And so, yeah, Madeline Adams is interfering in a proceeding. Like, some stranger didn't show up and start screaming Madeline Adams' name out of the blue. You know what I mean?
Right. So for that incident, then you decide I'm going to go and report this. So where do you start going to find a police car, or where do you see one?
I walked down. I can't remember when I crossed the street, but I got onto the other side. Anyway, I wasn't quite at the comic book store, but You just go find the wide spot. It's pretty obviously there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And he came around, and I waved him in. I said, that lady, or no, there's no one to point to. I said, a lady just came in and said she was going to fucking kill me, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, yeah. I said, yeah, my name is Dan Benoit. You piece of shit. You stay away from Matty Adams. And I was like, what the fuck? Obviously, there'd been some communication.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't even know what's going on. He said, I fucking know. This is your warning. I say, oh, cool. Oh, so yeah, I should let you know. My magazine. So I'm running for city council as well. So I printed up I can't afford to give away 8,000 magazines, but I can give away 8,000 covers quick enough. Which I printed up a cover. It says, "Cop threatens council candidate over report. You've been warned." So I'm doing my door to door, and this is my new handout. Since he didn't like the old one, since he crumpled it up and threw it out the window, so. This is my new handout. Do you want a copy?
So he swore at you, right, and dismissed you, and then he tried to give him a piece of paper, and he took it or whatever, and he crumbled it up and threw it out the window.
Absolutely, yeah. And the lady yesterday is like, we're going to try to get footage from the businesses. I said, well, just look for the paper flying out the window. It ain't hard to find. Anyway, I'm not holding my breath on anything coming to this. You got to file. If you're going to do things the right way, you got to do them the right way. And I did them the right way, but I don't expect anything.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if we have officers that are cursing and swearing at people, we don't want that.
Look,
not right.
It's not even that. It's not even cursing and swearing. This guy was kind of the same, not all the way there. Like, I don't think he should be allowed to have a gun. I looked him in the eye, and I said, that guy would kill me if he could. Like we're standing in broad daylight. He would kill me in the dark. Anyway.
He was just agitated right off the hop.
Oh, he didn't even... As soon as he heard my name. But from issue 1 of my magazine, I was like, well, we're the police. We got dirty needles all everywhere. I met a kid on Waterloo. And a mother, and she said, my kid came home with a dirty needle in his hand. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, he's just playing, and he dug the needle out of the ground and is just walking around with it. I was like, oh no, this got to stop. That's when I started my magazine.
Yeah.
And just like, this is what's going on. And a lot of people seem to like it, but the officer didn't seem like he was a fan. Plus, every officer I've ever tried to give it to won't touch it. Oh, no, can't touch it. It was like kryptonite to Superman. No, stay away. It's like, something's going on. Are they being told not to read it, not to take it? Like, what? You can't pretend it doesn't exist now. Everybody knows. Every day I've got 100 more readers. Like, what the hell? Boom, 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 boom. So he helped me. I think he helped me more than anything, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I appreciate, we are here to provide a service, right?
Well,
I appreciate that you took the time to contact somebody to let us know, because if you didn't make the time to let somebody know about this interaction.
At the worst, he'll sit in a corner doing desk duty that he hates for 2 days. That's how that works.
But, I mean, it's one thing to do things and not be called out on it, but if you don't give us that information, then we don't know what happened, right?
Well, like I said, I'm running for council, and I'm knocking on doors every day, and I have a handout that says, cop threatens council candidate over report. You've been warned. There's a picture of me, picture of the cop car over my shoulder. That's the reality of it now. Like, no, I didn't want that. He made me do this. Anyway.
So I just had this. Do you have a couple seconds?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So just in relation to the woman saying, I'm going to effing kill you.
Yeah.
Would you like to put a police report in on that?
Why don't you call Matty Adams and ask her who it is? I'm sure you could find out if you made any little effort.
So what's the beef between you and Matty Adams? An old thing?
What's the beef? Issue 3 of the Beacon. See, this is the thing. I tried to give a bunch of officers my magazine. They won't take it. That officer at least was honest about it, and he crumpled it up. He said, I don't need this shit, and threw it out the window. That's what he thinks. I think that's what most of them think. Read the magazine. Then you won't have to ask me what the beef is. I published it. It's out in the world. Like I said, 600 people read it yesterday, and quite a few more before that. Maddie Adams runs that outfit, Rose House. They claim they're a transition house while they're taking money from Corrections Service Canada to have halfway house people come and go. Every time they show up, it's $80,000. You got 12 units. I'm about the stupidest man there is when it comes to numbers, but I can add that much up. That's $1 million or thereabouts. Like, do you understand? That's what they're doing. And I got another issue coming out, digging way deep, pulling back the layers. We got $900,000 in donations last year, and we put it all back in. No, they didn't. That's what it says on their landing page. And then you start digging in. Everybody there is getting that money for wages. So they're lying straight to your face while they got their hand out. That's our beef. And that part hasn't even come out yet.
So she's upset about the article that you wrote in your paper.
How would you feel?
Yeah.
I think the cops upset too, because they said the cops aren't doing anything. Well, there's an easy fix for that. Start doing something. There's an easy fix for Maddie Adams. Stop putting one-legged diabetic patients out on the street and taking their money and being all, you go away or I'll call the police. That's Maddie Adams' attitude. She thought she could do that. Well, now she knows better. People are probably calling her a piece of shit on the street, and rightly so. I didn't call her a piece of shit.
Yeah.
All that stuff's on the internet, When you're a registered charity, you can't hide that. They've been getting away with this for a long time. So, yeah, Maddie Adams is upset. But the fact that Madeline Adams didn't like it enough to go see a cop about it, well, maybe you should look into that. Did they actually do an investigation? And if they did, I'd like to hear about it. But when I asked him, oh, no, that's none of your business. Like, none of my business. I thought I had the right to face my accuser in this country. Anyway, it doesn't even matter. But she knew this was going to court. It says right in the magazine, this is currently before the courts, right under a picture of her. So what are you going to say? Like, this is, so sending someone to say they're going to kill me, interfering in a court of King's Bench proceeding, like, that's not criminal?
Yeah.